The coins were cold in Luca's hands, glinting like eyes in the dim light of the Naples alley. He froze, heart pounding. As footsteps echoed behind him, the air smelled of salt and old stone, sharp with danger. Luca shoved the coins into his pocket, their weight tugging at his worn jacket. He darted through the narrow street, where laundry swayed like ghosts above. A dog barked, shrill and distant. Someone was following. He ducked into a shadowed doorway, shallow. The coins weren't just money. They were ancient, Roman, stolen from a dig site. Luca, a nobody from Vomero, had stumbled into a thief's deal gone wrong. Last week, he'd been flipping pizzas at his uncle's trattoria, the tang of tomato sauce thick in the air. Then came the stranger, offering cash for a small job. Luca's dream of leaving Naples felt closer. The job was simple. Grab a bag from a dig near Pompeii, but the bag held coins, heavy with history, and the stranger vanished. Now, Luca was hunted. The coins burning a hole in his life. He pressed against the door, wood rough under his palms. The footsteps stopped. Silence buzzed, louder than the city's hum. Then, a whisper. "Luca, I know you're there." His stomach twisted. It was Marco, his childhood friend, voice low and urgent. Luca stepped out, moonlight catching Marco's sharp cheekbones. "You idiot," Marco hissed. "Those coins are cursed. Give them to me." Luca's fingers tightened around the coins. Marco's eyes glinted, not with friendship, but greed. The air grew heavy, like before a storm. Luca's trust, thin as sea mist, dissolved. He bolted, cobblestones slick under his sneakers. Naples at midnight was a maze of secrets, crumbling arches, faded saints painted on walls, the distant wail of a mandolin. He ran toward the bay. The sea's salty breath hit him, waves crashing like a warning. Luca crouched behind a fish stall, the stench of scales stinging his nose. The coins clinked, a sound that felt alive, mocking him. Flashback. 2 days ago, Luca had held one coin under a lamp, its face etched with a Roman emperor. His heart raced, not from fear, but of awe. These were from Pompeii's ashes, touched by hands, long gone. Now, those hands felt like they were choking him. Marco's shadow loomed closer, his boots scraping stone. Luca's mouth tasted of fear, metallic and sharp. He needed a plan. Fast. He remembered Nonna's stories. Naples was built on tunnels, ancient passages under the city. If he could find one, he might lose Marco. The idea sparked hope. Faint as a candle in wind, Luca sprinted toward Piazza del Plebiscito, its vast dome glowing under stars. His lungs burned. Sweat stung his eyes. A grate in an alley caught his gaze, rusted but loose. He pried it open, heart hammering. The tunnel smelled of damp earth, like a grave. His phone's flashlight flickered, casting jagged shadows. The coins jostled, their clink echoing off stone walls. Luca's skin prickled. Someone was still behind him. He stumbled over roots, the air thick with mildew. A faint drip echoed, steady as a pulse. Luca's mind raced. Marco wasn't alone. The stranger from the dig had warned of others who'd kill for the coins. Flashback. The stranger's breath had reeked of cheap wine. His whisper urgent in the trattoria's back room. "Take the bag. Don't ask questions," he'd said. Luca's greed had drowned out his doubts. Now doubt was all he had. The tunnel split. One path dark, the other faintly lit. Luca chose the light, Praying it led to San Gennaro's catacombs, where tourists wandered by day. The air grew colder. The walls carved with ancient graffiti, Latin prayers, faded names. Luca's fingers brushed them, rough and cool, grounding him. He wasn't just running. He was chasing survival. A shout behind. Marco, closer now. Luca, you can't hide forever. His voice bounced, sharp as a blade. Luca's chest tightened, not just from fear, but betrayal. Marco had been his brother once. Flashback, 10 years old. They'd stolen figs from a market, laughing under Naples' sun, juice dripping down their chins. Now, Marco's loyalty was as dead as those figs, rotted by greed. Luca reached a chamber. Its ceiling arched like a cathedral. A skeleton eyeless, grinning. The coins felt heavier, as if the dead were watching. Luca's breath caught freedom or doom. He spotted a ladder, rungs slick with moss. Above, faint street noise filtered through, a Vespa's buzz. A woman's laugh. Luca climbed, muscles screaming, the coins dragging like anchors. He emerged in an alley near Castel Nuovo, the castle's towers looming like sentinels. The air was warm, thick with pizza grease and sea salt. Luca ran, but a hand grabbed his shoulder, spinning him around. It wasn't Marco. It was a woman, her face half lit by a street lamp. The coins, she said, voice low, belong to Naples. Her eyes, dark as Vesuvius, held no mercy. Luca's heart sank. She wore a pendant, a Roman coin etched with Janus. God of beginnings and ends. I'm Elena, she said, guardian of the relics. Her voice was calm, but her grip was iron. Luca's hope flickered. Flashback. Nana's tales of Naples's guardians, keepers of its ancient treasures, sworn to protect them from thieves. Luca had laughed, thinking them myths. Now, Elena's presence felt like fate's cruel joke. Give them to me, Elena said, or you'll end like the others. Luca's mind raced. The coins were his ticket out of poverty, out of Naples, but her eyes promised death if he refused. Marco's voice cut through the night. Close now, Luca. Elena's head snapped toward the sound. Luca seized the moment, shoving her aside and sprinting toward the harbor, coins jangling like bells. The dock smelled of diesel and fish, waves glinting under moonlight. Luca's shoes slapped wet wood, his chest tight with panic. He could toss the coins into the sea, end this chase. But could he? Flashback. His mother's hands, calloused from cleaning houses, counting coins for rent. Luca had vowed to save her, to buy her a life beyond struggle. The coins were that promise, heavy with guilt. A gunshot cracked, splintering wood near his feet. Marco stood at the dock's edge, pistol gleaming. You're done, Luca. His face twisted. No longer the boy who'd shared figs, but a stranger consumed by greed. Luca ducked behind a crate, splinters pricking his skin. The coins burned in his pocket, their weight a curse. Elena appeared, silent, her pendant catching the light. She wasn't with Marco. She was hunting them both. Throw them in the sea, she said, voice steady. They're blood money. Luca's throat tightened. His mother's tired smile flashed in his mind. He couldn't let go. Not yet. Marco fired again, the bullet grazing Luca's arm. Pain seared, hot and sharp, blood warm on his skin. He stumbled, coins spilling from his pocket, scattering like stars on the dock. Elena lunged for them, but Marco tackled her. their struggle a blur of shadows. Luca scrambled, grabbing a single coin, its edge biting his palm. He ran, heart pounding, toward the city's lights, the streets blurred, horns blaring. The tang of espresso lingering from a late night cafe. Luca's arm throbbed, blood soaking his sleeve. Coin felt alive, pulsing with the weight of centuries. He reached Piazza Dante, its statue stern under floodlights. The coin's emperor stared back, mocking his choices. Luca's chest heaved, torn between keeping it and ending the nightmare. Flashback. His uncle's trattoria, where he'd flipped dough under neon lights. Dreaming of escape, the stranger's offer had felt like salvation. Now, it was a trap, and Luca was its prey. Footsteps again. Elena, not Marco. Her face was bruised, but her eyes burned. "Last chance," she said, hand outstretched. Luca's fingers trembled, the coin's cold metal grounding him. He thought of Nana's stories. Naples, built on blood and beauty, its treasures a burden. The coin wasn't his dream. It was his cage. With a sob, he pressed it into Elena's hand. She nodded, vanishing into the crowd. Luca stood, empty, the city's pulse loud in his ears. Vespas, laughter, the sea's distant roar. His arm stung, but his heart felt lighter, unburdened. Morning broke, Naples glowing gold under the sun. Luca walked home, blood crusted on his sleeve. No richer, but alive. His mother's voice called from the kitchen, warm with coffee's scent. He didn't tell her about the coins, the chase, the betrayal. He hugged her, her apron soft against his cheek, promising silently to find another way. The city hummed, indifferent, hiding its secrets. But as Luca closed the door, a glint caught his eye. On the table, a single Roman coin, etched with Janus, stared up. His breath stopped. Naples wasn't done with him yet.